literally ran away for 30 minutes.
What I wanted to go do was get food. I just actually forgot.
And you didn't tell. No. You said, yeah, okay, I'll do it. I'll send it. I sent it to you, and then you didn't even tell us that. You just left, and everybody was like, "What in the hell is he doing?" 3 people came to see you. Hold on. No, 2 people came. I don't mean necessarily to see you, but we had just. They were like, "Where's Joe?" One was Jacob. Not Jacob. One was. Hold on. I'll get his name. James Kaminsky. He came in. He showed us a picture of the sun setting, and then another was. Well, we had somebody in there. Oh, we had 2. Actually, we did have 3 people. Yeah, damn it, you did piss me off about this. We had Vamp come in there, and we had Dumpstar come in there. And at that same time, my computer had to do an update. And everyone was like, yeah, Joe's literally, he just was here. We don't know what happened to him. So for you to be like, I'm the only person who has the download speed to do it, then do it. Quit bitching about it and do it.
Yeah, alright, yeah. Basically, I wanted to grab something. I was trying to contact friends too, because one of them messaged me letting me know they were okay, and I was catching up with them. That was kind of my distraction. And yeah, but whatever. So I'll host a movie tomorrow. If anyone shows up, they'll show up. Because I probably will ensure that it works. Everything, which we still got to see that fight, which was interesting. Was a bit laggy, but still good. And let's see. What was I gonna ask you? Oh, I sent you a thing, a video for you to watch.
Okay.
On,
it's in Telegram?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't see it. Let me see. It's the one that you send, the main one that Rabbi Michael Rothschild. Send it to that one if you can.
It is sent to that one.
Okay. Last thing I have is I sent you 2 streams.
Other new applications. These tabs are still being investigated.
Dude, I don't have a link from you. I mean, you may have sent it to one of my other accounts, and I understand that. If you can, please.
No, it's the main one I contact you from. I look at it. That's 3. That's why, because I contacted you from there.
That's right.
There.
Cool. A documentation moment for signature. Just one moment.
Watch it.
That's a really cool video, Joe. Thank you for sending that to me.
I would say it's kind of why I worried about my front's getting blown up, but sure, yeah, no problem. So here's what I'll say. I don't know what is who's all going to show up tomorrow, but
well, Joe, you got to make people aware of it. So, like, send out an invitation
to the chat,
to whomever. Send
or
them.
to random people.
Joe, come on, man. Joe, come on, man. Joe, you know how to throw an event. You send them DMs. You send it to your chats. You make people aware of it. You give them a time. You give them a place, and then people drive. Even if it's digital or virtual, it's still a way to do it.
I know how to throw a fucking event. I am asking, would you want me to invite the people already in the chat?
Yeah, invite every single person you can find. Every single one. There's not a single person that, like, basically within reason who I can foresee. Send the invitation to as many people as you can.
Okay, so I'll do that, and I will also try to find a couple people to invite, and I'll just pick out something that everyone will like.
But that does remind me, you did miss 3 people tonight. Dumpstar, Vamp. You don't even know Vamp. She's from Germany, and she's really cool. And you missed James Kaminsky.
James Kaminsky. Okay.
He showed us an entire. He showed us an entire sunset. I'm just saying, you're like, well, nobody showed up. Yeah, a lot of people showed up. I mean, at least, like, I don't know, 10. That's okay. So what? The one person who you wanted didn't show up. That's okay too.
I made that clear with verified. First of all, one, we were having an 8. It was not 8, but they all showed up. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to check in with everybody friends. 2, didn't care if it was going to work or that was being nice, but whatever. So made that clear. Either way, not a big deal. Second, I'll probably send out messages tomorrow.
Dude, tomorrow's too late. Tomorrow's too late. You just send it to him now.
Or whatever. I mean, I'll host it tomorrow and send out messages.
No, that's too late. You need to give people.
Okay, well, sorry, let me verify every context for you. I will send it out tonight. Then I'll host tomorrow around 8.
Perfect.
Alright, I'm going to get rest.
Now keep in mind, hold on, it's a work night. I think 8 Pacific is probably a little too late for someone like Ducky. Think about it. A movie's like 2 hours maybe. She's going to be up till 1 at the earliest she get to bed. I'm just saying maybe like start at 7, I would say.
Sure, why not? 7, 6, 8, I don't really care. Either way, we'll figure it out. I'll let people know. And if it's just Jacob and you, that's fine. I don't really care.
Cool. What movie are we watching? The Truman Show. Sounds like a plan.
I'll see. I'll look into that one and watch a trailer.
Have you never seen The Truman Show?
I don't know anything about it, though.
Dog, then we have to watch The Truman Show. It's about a man whose entire life is broadcast to the world on camera. It stars Jim Carrey. How the fuck haven't you seen The Truman Show? No offense, though.
But yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'll probably work a little bit more before I go to bed. But I'll probably just rest for a little bit. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Sound good? If I'm still awake, I'll hop in.
Dude, just stay in here. You just have to stay in here. We're going to be watching this, and Sproto Gremlin's going to be coming back in a second. I shouldn't say in a second. He's going to be awake any second. I should have said.
What the fuck are you watching?
Something.
Like, I don't know if I can't follow along. Is this something in a documentary about fucking some weird cult?
No. It's not a weird cult.
Well, explain.
It's like ancient civilizations. I don't know. It's on the Discovery Channel.
To this day,
Alright.
many bear the marks and imperfections of time, with unknown fragments that are impossible to read or translate. So, you might
In 2004, a mysterious rock was found near the Roswell crash site, bearing the same image as a crop circle that was discovered in Chisholm, England, on August 2nd, 1996. On the Roswell rock, you have an almost identical symbol. In England, to me, is very fascinating because it essentially shows that they're trying to somehow communicate with us. So the idea is that perhaps some of these crop circles indeed are messages from elsewhere. And elsewhere, in my opinion, means of extraterrestrial origin. Could it be that some crop formations serve as a medium for extraterrestrial communication? Many crop circle researchers say yes, and suggest further evidence of this can be found by examining the advanced astronomical, scientific, and mathematical equations contained within them. One formation had everyone baffled, and people were saying, well, what is this? Then a mathematician had a look at it and said, wait a minute, that's a representation of pi, and it's correct down to 10 decimal places.
It's a representation of pi in a geometric sense. It's kind of interesting because the way you get pi out of it is the lengths of the different arcs in each segment. And what happens is there's these little notches in the spiral that let you know you're at the end of an arc. So you actually have to measure the arc lengths as you go around, and their lengths give you the digits of pi. and there's a little circle to give you the decimal point. So it's a really interesting example of using geometry as a code for representing digits and numbers.
It just shows the level of knowledge, mathematical knowledge, geometric skill that goes into making these things. Many of the most famous crop circles actually derive from fractal patterns. The Mandelbrot set, the Julia set. To make these, you have to have knowledge of math. Mathematics is, of course, the universal language. If we ever encounter aliens, they're not going to speak English or French or German. We'll speak and we'll communicate via mathematics. Could crop circles, as some believe, be an attempt from an alien civilization to reach out and communicate with us?
There's a consistent amount of sacred geometry, tetrahedrons, cubes, octahedrons, and even more complex geometric patterns. Many of our best and top scientists are now saying that this geometry is the secret keys to the higher dimensions, and it's right there in the crops, as if they're giving us a trail of breadcrumbs, showing us how to get to the next level as a planet.
Mill Hill, Wiltshire, England, 1991. Steve Alexander, a local photographer, is filming footage of a crop formation from a neighboring hill when he captures a strange metallic light floating in the field below.
What is it?
His camera caught sight of what seemed to be a white orb of light flying right across this field, right next to a crop circle. That orb of light, whatever it was, flew directly over a tractor working in the next field down. And later on, that farmer was contacted, and he said, I saw this weird orb of light about the size of a melon or something fly over my tractor.
I myself have seen several, and they are astonishing in their brightness. We are dealing with intelligent plasmas that are sending and receiving information for another intelligence of unknown origin.
Orbs of light are a commonly associated phenomenon with crop circles, and this goes all the way back to the story of the glowing devil in 1678.
The sighting of lights is often associated with these phenomena, and they do seem to suggest something we don't understand. The ghost lights, the will-o-the-wisp sightings, represented some force of nature we had not entirely acknowledged or given sufficient respect to, some mystery that we need to come to grips with.
It could be an actual craft, or it could potentially be something like the stylus from an extraterrestrial hand that is somewhere far away, but this light is the projected form of a technology being used from the safety and comfort of space.
We have to imagine an advanced extraterrestrial race sending out orbs of light that are sort of like peepholes for exploration. They come to a planet, they find something interesting, the peephole opens into a portal, perhaps through which these advanced visitors can pass, or perhaps through which a human could even enter and travel to the home planet of the orb. Is this what a crop circle is? To me, the proliferation of wormhole-themed crop circles tells us that this is the method of communication as well as travel of these advanced visitors.
There is a possibility that we are dealing with time travelers. The time travelers are using the crop formations to judge the accuracy of their time travel. So are the crop formations designed for humans at all?
Just what purpose do crop circles serve? Are they landing codes for time travelers, as some crop circle investigators suggest? Or is it possible that they serve as a communication medium? One only meant for us to discover once we evolved enough to discern them from the sky. When
Chester, England, April 24th, 2022. A mysterious formation emerges in a field of mustard plants. The perfectly symmetrical design is a phenomenon known as a crop circle. And it is just one of many strange patterns that appear in the English countryside every year.
Crop circles are basically features, designs, illustrations of high complexity in crops. They tend to be complicated designs of unknown origin.
In terms of the patterns themselves, they've been undergoing this amazing sort of ramp up in sophistication. You can find these huge, what they call pictographs, that span hundreds of feet across a whole field and feature multiple components. And they're arranged in mathematical precision.
Crop circles appear in more than 50 countries, and there literally have been thousands of them, maybe over 10,000 crop circles that we're aware of in the modern era. Today, thousands of people visit these formations, including researchers who take measurements of the patterns, collect stalks and soil samples, and record aerial images for further study. Documentation of these mysterious impressions may also include eyewitness accounts of strange lights and objects seen around the same time a crop circle appears. Such accounts have been widely reported since the mid-1960s.
First modern example of the discovery of a crop circle actually being made was by George Pedley in 1966 in Australia. What George Pedley saw was an object rising out of a lagoon, and then the object, you couldn't tell how they did it. The object actually made a pattern in the foliage in the lagoon, a geometric pattern from that object. He finds a circular area where the grass in the swamp, where the reeds are matted down. This is reported in the Australian press, and they start labeling these nests or saucer nests.
I got a cookie and a bit of food.
Years. There is evidence that these mysterious formations have been appearing in farmers' fields for centuries. Hertfordshire, England, 1678. A woodcut pamphlet called The Mowing Devil is published that portrays a devilish figure creating a circle in a field of oats.
It refers to a supposed story of a farmer that saw these mysterious lights in a field, and the next morning when he went out there, he found these circular depressions in his land, actually within the crop. The stalks were broken, but they were falling over, and people even started to blame the devil, what was called the mowing devil.
While the mowing devil woodcut attributed the mysterious crop formation to an evil entity, 200 years later, English scientist John Cameron applied his scientific analysis to what he witnessed in 1880 when he proposed that the cyclonic wind of unknown origin created perfectly circular patches of flattened crops.
Cameron might be the first person to connect crop circles to what we today call UAPs or UFOs, because he's describing some kind of a whirlwind that is coming out of the sky and is having this effect on the ground. It's creating what we call the crop circle.
Ancient astronaut theorists suggest that the incidents, along with modern crop circle accounts, provide evidence that these strange formations may be connected to visitations by otherworldly beings.
The eyewitnesses who reported seeing crop circles manifest have described some extraordinary phenomena. They describe tubes of light, swirling beams of light,
Very famous with balls of light flying across the field that were actually seen to lay the crops flat within a space of only a couple of minutes that were filmed producing those designs.
Many researchers suggest there are now enough reports of unusual activity crop circles to disprove a highly publicized claim made over 30 years ago that all such formations are man-made. Wiltshire, England, May 19th, 1899. U.S. billionaire and philanthropist Lawrence Rockefeller establishes a grant to assist with one of the largest studies of crop circles in history. The donation reflects the growing interest in the scientific study of how and why crop circles are created.
There was a scientist by the name of W.C. Levengood who did some very, very interesting work at various sites in southern England where crop circles appeared in the 1990s. And picked out some very strange things going on. For instance, he found that some of the stalks were blowing out, which he felt was only replicable by microwave radiation. And also found traces of other forms of radiation. And he even found that some of the coal would yield much better growth if it was actually taken from a crop circle formation.
Dr. Levengood noticed that inside the crop circle, to accelerate plant growth. Scientists were astounded that the radiation research of crop circles led to new innovations in plant growth. Radiation was of so-called ghost formations, where the stark impression of a crop circle appears long after the field cleared.
The photographic evidence of many examples where people have turned up after they've harvested the crop, and they can still see elements of the design persisting. Several people have come forward that they actually witnessed mysterious lights, UFOs, UFP, in the vicinity of the field, and in the deep also found the relationship between these mysterious globes of light and ghost formations, revealing this negative of the crop formation that had been there the previous year.
For ancient astronaut theorists, the appearance of aerial phenomena, along with the emergence of ghostly pre-existing patterns, supports the theory that some crop circles are not man-made, but instead predicted an extraterrestrial creation, and linked to specific features in certain formations that may explain their purpose. Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia. Deep in the Brisbane Water National Park is a mysterious site known as the Gosford Glyphs. The site consists of two massive 8-foot-high walls engraved with over 300 ancient carvings. Carvings that experts do not resemble indigenous artwork, but Egyptian hieroglyphs. In 2016, Georgia Sucrose met with local astronaut theorist Strawn to get a first-hand look at the enigmatic carvings at the Gosford Glyphs. Wow!
Most skilled, most undeniable, most athletic, most good, most daring, most sharing, most caring, most not aware, most undeniably, sophisticated, charismatic, handsome as shit, skilled, hilarious, funny, gifted, let me say something.
Here in the translate, he actually sent some of his translations to the
Skilled and gifted, Jesus Christ.
and how old you recognize are. We're thinking because of the prevalence, at least of one of Egyptians. It's about 4,600 years old. Wow. Are there any hieroglyphs that stand out to you? Yeah, that's long down here.
Motherfuckers that aren't gonna say shit back, cuz I'm right here. What you talking about?
We call the
How many times is a Jesus believing motherfucker? You talking to him? And he said something back.
UFO shape. It's got the
How many fucking
rays,
times
whatever you want to call it.
has he said a fucking mumbling
We
word?
suggested that the symbol is not a UFO, it's a symbol that certainly not
How
that.
many times has she ever said a fucking thing back to him?
That's upside down.
Ask the question, how many times?
It's one of those symbols here that doesn't fit into the canon.
In your opinion, why do you think the Egyptians made it all the way to Australia?
I think that was he ain't said a fucking word.
It's a definitely
Fucking time. So we gonna watch good innocent people get
In the ancient
cancer.
Egyptians, we have stories and Aboriginal stories about their arrival and about their visit long before Europeans had arrived here.
It's not supposed to be
Naturally,
fucking
we
get
would have
shit.
shared ceremony with these people because they have the same similar beliefs as our people. The Egyptians have that same spiritual connection to the sky world.
From the broadcast.
Many stories from all over this continent, not just from
Fuck that motherfucker.
here, but all over this continent. Talk about those who came by the sea and came to these continents, and some of our knowledge and technology went back with them. And if you do some of the research in the last pyramids that they found boomerangs made from lion bark from here. And they have hieroglyphs of black fellas throwing the boomerang to take out the ducks and the geese. Now, the question would be, why would they paint us and carve us on their road if they didn't come here?
Stop typing till I track that perpetrator down.
And relationship was not significant, they wouldn't have carved it. It must have been significant in order to carve.
Aboriginal artifacts found in Egypt,
Scary ass motherfucker.
hieroglyphs found in Australia.
Shit get escalated fast.
Why the continent has actually served as a pilgrimage site for visitors seeking a direct connection to the so-called gods.
And it drives me fucking crazy, but I got no choice. Because if I do something stupid that fucks my life over, then they win. Then they get the satisfaction of watching my downfall. So I can't do it. So I can't do it. So I can't spend the rest of my life.
2013,
And let me tell you guys something.
on the west side of the dried up Panama Lake,
That's fine.
researchers take samples from a layer of white carbonate covering petroglyphs and limestone boulders. Radiocarbon tests performed by the University of Colorado revealed that the petroglyphs were etched between 10,500 and 14,800 years ago, making them the oldest petroglyphs ever found in North America.
Winnemucca Lake is the bottom of it. The site of petroglyphs dating all the way back to 8,000 BC. That is amazing because right here in America, we now have absolute proof of a civilization that predates the Fertile Crescent of Mesopotamia by over 3,000 years. There's nothing else like it.
Looking at some of these petroglyphs, you've got to wonder if these aren't being drawn by early Americans who are interacting with extraterrestrials and then drawing what they think they see.
When we look at the petroglyphs themselves, the actual designs, we also find very unusual formations, including these spirals. This is something that we see very consistently in many ancient cultures. It's often associated with the shape of the galaxy. They may be where
horrific phone calls.
why would they make these crazy?
This is giving rise to the belief that European civilization years ago, having lost in the fog of time. This inevitably raised the question, does the human race go in cycles? We're more like species. Will we one day be somebody's memory and somebody's folklore, and they think they're the first?
But these petroglyphs that predate even the earliest known Native American tribes, the evidence of an ancient lost civilization. And if so, like other, even more profound secrets, lie hidden in North America, waiting to be discovered. The Grand Canyon, located in the American Southwest. Aganorwescobucky is 277 miles long and a mile deep. Much of it is remote and rarely traveled. An explorer named G.E.K. rode through the Colorado River. Noticed stains in the sediment on the east wall of a canyon door. According to his account, when he stopped to take a look, he found a man-made cave.
Cave saw what he thought was an ancient gold mine. As he climbed up onto the walls of the canyon to investigate it, what he really discovered was not an ancient mine, but a labyrinth of rooms and tunnels cut into the side of the canyon that went back hundreds, even thousands of feet.
There were passageways radiating from his main chamber. He found stone tablets, Egyptian-style hieroglyphics. He also came to another chamber, and it contained a marble carved statue of Buddha sitting in a lotus posture, holding a lotus in each hand.
There was all kinds of statues made of bronze and of mummies as well. He described them as Egyptian and Mayan things. So therefore, he believed he had discovered some vast secret city and treasure inside the Grand Canyon.
Anxious to spread the news of this extraordinary find, Kincaid reportedly made his way to Phoenix, where he told his story to a reporter for the local newspaper. He then contacted his employer, the Smithsonian Institution.
They sent an archaeologist named Jordan, and Jordan then examined the caves. The Smithsonian allegedly began excavating and removing the artifacts out of the secret caves, and supposedly they were all sent back to Washington, D.C.
But mysteriously, there was no follow-up to the story, and G.E. Kincaid was never heard from again.
The caves were apparently sealed up. Metal doors and gates put over them. The national park now denies any knowledge or existence of these caves or cave entrances. If you talk to the Smithsonian today, they will deny any knowledge of the
secret city in the Grand Canyon, or that an archaeologist named George worked for the Smithsonian. In fact, essentially, the knowledge of the secret city in the Grand Canyon has completely disappeared from history.
No scene, no energy in the dark room. Texting my fucking family. They're wondering where I'm at. I fucking leave my delivered way up.
Mexico. Located on the Yucatan Peninsula are the ruins of an ancient Mayan city that thrived from 750 to 1200 AD. It was here in 1969 that Eric von Daniken had an amazing realization involving the city's central pyramid of El Castillo.
Understanding before his Great Pyramid, I understood nothing. I took every possible literature from Central American archaeologists to learn what this is all about. And then I learned again, they are talking of visitors from outside. Of course, they call them gods.
According to the ancient Mayan myths, their main deity was Quetzalcoatl or Kukulkan, Kukulkan, all those different names for the exact same deity, which was described as a winged or a flying serpent or flying snake. Whatever it was that they saw up in the sky could best be described as a flying snake.
When we're looking across the world, Chichen Itza is a very important location. It is one of those places where it is said that the gods descended to and decreed the fate of mankind. There is one specific pyramid out in the field, the castle, where you see an intricate light show happening on specifically the equinoxes, March 21st and September 21st.
In the early morning, you see the sun rising up, and while the sun goes up, you see on the stairway light and shadow, triangle of light and shadow. They are produced because the light and shadow triangles slowly go down the step of the pyramid until the sun is up there. The message is absolutely clear. God Kukulkan visited the earth and is appeared again with the promise to return in a following future. So they have given this all information of the return of God into their temple.
And I think this is one of the great things which Eric has done, not just in the story of Chichen Itza, but of so many other aspects of other places in this world as well. Whereby he focuses on certain details and says, look, this is important. This is a detail which is extremely difficult to create. This is something which traditional archaeology tends to overlook.
By making a connection between the ancient Maya's knowledge of astronomy and their precise architecture, Eric von Daniken was convinced that there was much more to his ancient alien hypothesis than he had imagined. For further proof, he looked to another Mayan temple, one that housed what some say was the first ancient astronaut, Lord Bacan.
The ancient Mayan city of Palenque was a tomb that was discovered in the 1950s. And inside the tomb, a lid, the sarcophagus, what it was called. And the lid is very highly decorated with a picture of Lord Bacan. And it's really beautiful thing.
Almost like a rice mill outside. He has some kind of oxygen mask. He uses his upper hand to manipulate the knot. You see his lower hand, he manipulates some controls. He is sitting on a kind of chair in a sort of capsule.
When Eric looked at that lid, he saw a Mayan king in a rocket ship. And that guy was returning to the stars, going back into space. It was an exciting interpretation, and it was one of the main things in Chariots of the Gods. And when other people looked at that
Kurt von Daniken be correct? Was Lord Bacall really an extraterrestrial who visited Earth in the distant past? One who perhaps shared highly advanced knowledge with mankind? Central America. In western Honduras lie the impressive ruins of the ancient Maya city of Copan. And though Copan's temples, pyramids, and monuments rank among the most important of any Mayan sites, researchers looking to explain the incredible achievements of the Maya have been drawn to a 72-step structure known as the Hieroglyphic Stairway.
The hieroglyphic stairway at Copan was constructed in the early 700s AD with the intent of writing out the history of Copan at that time. And so it was designed as a public monument to the glory and success of all the kings from the Alpha all the way to the 13th one. The commission was to be built.
Carved into 1,200 stones is a massive monument. The ancient Maya symbols known as glyphs make up what historians believe is one of the oldest and most sophisticated systems of writing. But for centuries, the glyphs found throughout Mesoamerica were undecipherable. Then, in 1880, German librarian and anthropologist Ernst Forstmann cracked the code. Ernst Forstmann was a librarian at Dresden, and in his desk he kept one of the 4 Mayan books, the Dresden Codex. He was a brilliant mathematician and extremely logical and had enormous insights. And at a time when we couldn't read a single Maya hieroglyph, he was able to figure out the Maya calligraphy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're right, dude. Let it out, dude.
Maya hieroglyphic writing is very robust, and that's because it's usually really complex. There are logographs are really pictures that represent entire words. So, for example, the jaguar could be written with just the head of a jaguar. On the other, we have these we call phonetic complements, and these are glyphs. They're images that represent sounds.
According to interpretations of the hieroglyphic stairway, the glyphs chronicle not only the history, but also the origin of the ancient Maya rulers.
The hieroglyphs are really attached to what was important to Elfi at the time, and that was the genealogies of the kings. They went out of their way to demonstrate how they were connected to their ancestors and the gods of their ancestors to establish their right to rule.
This is a picture I took of the close-up of a sculpture of Washington
Everything else is darkness, taking back the
ruler of Copan.
Until I'm paralyzed by the humidity and the fatigue and the warmth of the shower. My head is up against the wall, and I can't move. And I just blew this shooting ropes around the bathroom stall. And I'm just fucking laying there, exhausted as shit. I can't figure out my future. I want to do better, but I don't know what else to do. I'm supposed to go here, I'm supposed to go there. I don't know where I'm supposed to go, but I'm scared. And I'm trying to be the best dude I'm supposed to be.
But just what was the great source of power and authority behind the Maya priests and
And I'm
kings?
just trying to do right. And I'm
The
just
hieroglyphs
trying to do
reveal
good.
an otherworldly truth in their origin, and the Maya themselves meditated.
And sneak this weed and they get
Ancient
up my
astronaut
skin.
theorists believe the answer is yes. And we have to think about today is where does the origin of the priesthood come from? And the origin is nothing else but that they, the initial cabal of priests, they were all in contact with extraterrestrials, and that's how they were revered. Our ancestors thought they were God because they didn't understand the nuts and bolts aspects behind those religions. But when it all comes down to it, it was all a huge misunderstanding and a way to keep the conflict in place. Mexico, the Yucatan Peninsula, for over 2,000 years, French jumbo plains served as the home of one of the ancient world's greatest civilizations, the Maya.
11 G's on a new gate.
Scholars estimate that between 250 and 900 AD, the Mayan population consisted of between 15 to 20 million people and extended as far south as Costa Rica and Guatemala. Archaeological evidence suggests the Maya were one of the first ancient people to develop a written language, use modern mathematical methods, and build massive, multi-story celestial observatories, all at a time when Europeans were struggling through the so-called Dark Ages. The Maya are considered one of the great advanced civilizations with hyper-advanced astrology, trigonometry, architecture, all these things while Europeans were at war around the planet. But perhaps the most amazing Mayan achievement was their system of charting the stars and planets in the form of a calendar. Keeping up with time was exaggerated power to the Mayans. They were tracking in particular Venus, phases of the moon, eclipses, but they also tracked precession, which is an extraordinarily long cycle. What it means is that every year on, say, March 15th, the babies rise for the first time in the sky. If you wait 72 years, the day of the rising of the babies will be one day early. If you wait another 72 years, it'll be a day earlier still. And if you wait 26,000 years, the baby will move back to that same day. According to scholars, the Maya believed that time, like the stars, repeat patterns called calendar cycles, and that these cycles could be used to predict future events. One of these calendar cycles, the Mayan law calendar, lasts for 5,125 years and will end on December 21st, 2012. Why did the Maya choose this day? And what did they believe would happen to our world? Perhaps the clue can be found in an astronomical phenomenon located at the center of the Milky Way galaxy, an area where there are no stars. The Mayans knew that not only did they know where the center of the galaxy was, but they understood that it was a light year across black hole that they called the Great Rift. Mayans knew this was the birth canal of the universe, and all things came from the birth canal of the universe. And on December 21st, 2012, the Earth, the Sun, and this birth canal, the Dark Rift, were all in perfect alignment, and this only happened every 26,000 years. Could the fact that the Mayan long-term calendar ends on the same day as this rare alignment in the Milky Way galaxy be a mere coincidence? And is this advanced understanding of celestial cycles really come from ancient Mayan astronomers observing the stars with only their naked eyes? The Mayans believed that this knowledge came to them from their gods, and the gods that existed in the stars. So is it possible that these gods could have been extraterrestrials? The answer to that question is yes, it's possible. According to the Maya themselves, this knowledge was not something that they came up with, but it was given to them as a gift from the gods. The gift back then was not material stuff, it was knowledge. Knowledge is the currency of the universe. Planet Earth, 65 million years ago. An 8-mile-wide asteroid hurtles towards the planet at approximately 12 miles per second and strikes the region now known as the Yucatan Peninsula with a force of 100 million megatons of TNT. According to mainstream science, this catastrophic event forever changed the climate and the topography of Earth, and ended the reign of the dinosaurs.
The object that came in was 8 or 10 miles in diameter. That impact dug a deep hole, wafted material into the atmosphere, black dust, which shrouded the planet in darkness for maybe for a couple of years.
So at a time in which sunlight was simply shut out from the Earth's surface, photosynthetic organisms like plants would begin to die.
The plant-eating dinosaurs would have nothing to eat, would have died off. The meat-eating dinosaurs would then have nothing to eat either. And this might have lasted anywhere from 5 to 10 years. How quickly the extinction took place is a matter of debate.
But is it possible that some species of dinosaur actually survived this cataclysmic event? And not only survived, but thrived for several thousands or even millions of years.
15,000 people on this whole channel right now, dude.
Perhaps clues can be recovered from a favorite crater where scientists believe the giant asteroid struck the Earth. Right in the heart of what is now the Yucatan Peninsula. Today, less than 90 miles from the epicenter of the asteroid impact, lies one of the largest and best preserved cities of the ancient Maya, Chichen Itza.
You have to wonder if it's not some strange coincidence that the same spot, the Yucatan, which experienced this devastating asteroid strike which caused extinction of the dinosaurs, is also the main habitation area of the ancient Maya.
Chichen Itza is said to have been the place where the Mayans made contact with the gods. And I find it an extraordinary coincidence of all the actual places around the Gulf of Mexico which they could have chosen, being the place where literally something fell from the sky 65 million years ago. And the Mayans believed that this contact with the gods, this contact with the sky, happened there up until the most recent of time. And so what we have here is either a coincidence or something else going on. And really this something else is only something which hardly anybody has touched upon. But I think it is something which really needs to be explored in far more detail.
In the Mayan area and other areas of Mexico, there are curious depictions of dinosaurs. There's pterosaurs, so famous dinosaur that appears in one of the paintings at Monopac. So you have to wonder just how the Mayans knew about dinosaurs. Supposedly dinosaurs have been extinct for millions of years.
But if, as mainstream scientists believe, the dinosaurs have been extinct for millions of years before the evolution of mankind on this planet, then what would explain the wealth of Mayan art depicting interactions between humans and what appear to be dinosaurs, found in the very area where they supposedly died off?
Spitting on dicks and you want me to throw it all away?
At the San Agustin Archaeological Park in Colombia, South America, ancient astronaut...
Don't even get me started. Don't even. I'm not gonna end the stream. You end the stream, dude. You end your stream. Fuck your shit out.
Theorist David Childress,
Your stream.
and Hindu
Your
expert
shit good ass stream, dude.
are estimating what they believe to be compelling evidence of a...
Pussy. Fuck you. You love me, this hurts. Again, to you.
woman in this area more than 2,000 years ago.
So here, have a look at this dome, and it
I'm 6'3", 199, dude. Listen to me, dude. How the fuck do y'all do this shit to them, blood?
What do you say?
Well, there's a central deity flanked by two doorkeepers. But these doorkeepers are not human or even humanoid. They look like Nagas, the serpentine reptilian shapeshifters.
They have the serpentine head there.
These are definitely snakes. You can see the scales on the body. You see the lines. And what's even more interesting, it seems almost like they have a hood on top of them, which is characteristic of cobras. And cobras don't exist in America. How did this motive get here?
93 million
Believe it or not, we still have the same depiction in many Southeast Asian countries. In fact, I have pictures of it.
Right.
Yeah, this is a temple. This is in Thailand. You can see that this is being guarded by two Nagas.
I see that, and they have the ribs on the stomach, just like this. Yeah, that's fascinating.
I'm saying, you fucking tell me.
And you know, there's yet another characteristic feature that you would really love. These are feathered serpents, like Kukulkan.
The feathered serpent of Kukulkan.
And flanking on the pyramid.
So perhaps the origin of the legend of Kukulkan is coming from the Naga. This is
Yes.
Kukulkan, the Mayan god that is most famously depicted on the Temple of El Castillo in Chichen Itza, the one described as a feathered serpent that descended to Earth from the sky. But as far as many ancient astronaut theorists are concerned, depictions of the god Kukulkan are not merely depictions of a flying serpent, as many mainstream archaeologists believe. Spacecraft. And they cite the presence of a humanoid face, often seen emerging from the mouth of the serpent, as really a depiction of a helmeted astronaut piloting a large flying space.
Your Jesus Christ, I'll keep you in the stream. If that guy, listen to me, dude, if you literally type, I am your Jesus Christ, I'll keep you in the stream.
Similar to what is known as a Vimana in the Hindu tradition.
You named your name in my
Can you see very advanced flight machines which are called Vimanas?
I hope you never sleep peacefully.
It's clearly established that the gods come down from the sky using Vimana. It is also talked about in Mayan culture. There are several types of Vimanas that you yourself have published. And there's a type of Vimana with tail fins, correct?
Yeah, the Shakuna Vimana has wings.
Yeah.
Well, other Vimana.
No, dude, I'm trying to have your fucking input on this discussion, man. But I guess you're too stupid.
Vimanas were discoid, and other Vimanas were like tubular, cigar-shaped ships.
And what's really fascinating is that in the Gold Museum in Pagoda, we have the same Vimanas made of gold, correct? These are just
the gold airplanes there.
In 1890, two robbers came upon a grave site along Columbia's Magdalena River, dating back an estimated 1,500 years. Inside, they discovered hundreds of small gold figurines. Hundreds of these small gold objects have been found, many of which are rooted in the animal kingdom. 17 eerily look like modern airplanes. The wings are attached at the bottom. Birds, they have their wings attached where we have our shoulders, like this. So, no formation in the animal kingdom exists in the form of these Kimbaya artifacts. And in 1996, two engineers took a couple of these ancient artifacts, blew them up to this size,
put a propeller inside, threw it up in the air, and it flew.
Seriously, dude, you don't have to make 20 accounts. To stop making I need a wellness check. Your family needs a wellness check. I don't want.
Copan, Honduras. This ancient site, located deep in the jungles of the Yucatan Peninsula, served as one of the most important city centers of Mayan Empire.
So that guy.
The Maya thrived between 2000 BC and 900 AD, and are celebrated for having a vast knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, writing, and architecture.
The Maya were one of the longest lasting and most expansive civilizations that our planet has ever known. Geographically, they covered an area from the top of the Yucatan Peninsula in the Caribbean all the way down to the Pacific coast of Guatemala. It bled into what's now today Mexico and Honduras.
It was thought that the great city of Copan at one time covered an area like 10 square miles, something like 20,000 people. But sometime in the 9th century, this incredible Mayan city was abandoned. Its people vanished, and it was swallowed by the jungle overgrowth. The ruins of Copan include dozens of elaborately carved stone statues, or stelae, depicting Copan, semi-divine rulers. These larger-than-life figures, covered with hieroglyphic writings, provide an intriguing account of how ancient cultures revered the heavens. Copan is a place where even the archaeologists agree that the celestial realm was built on Earth in order to show as above, so below. And in Copan, we have that in-between level right there laid out in this amazing archaeological structure. October 2019. Ancient astronaut theorist Georgios Tsoukalos travels to Copan to meet up with renowned Mayan archaeologist David Sinnott, who has been involved in the excavation of the site for more than 3 decades.
David, great pleasure to meet you.
Well, I'm looking forward to this. I'm sure you have a lot that you want to see. Yes, I do. So, David, what are we looking at here?
Well, this is a great plaza. It's over 100 meters larger than a football field. And it's the southern portion of the great plaza where the majority of the great standing stone giants that you come to see are located.
On the grounds at Copan are 15 of what are called stelae. The most well-known of these were built during the 36-year reign of ruler Washalahu Uba Kawino, better known by the nickname 18 Rabbit. This is the first time I'm standing next to one of these. Absolutely incredible. What do the glyphs say about this particular statue or stele? Here.
This is all a representation of the Serpent Explorer, who we have nicknamed 18 Rabbit, and they show him taking on the persona of the high god of Copan, Chantehao, who was a sky god, a supreme being, and the motifs on his headdress and other attributes show that he is a sky deity.
This is amazing to me because here we have not only a statue depicting something, which is a picture, a carved picture. On the sides, we have writing, glyphs carved, that speak of a sky deity. Now, when I look at something like this, I'm immediately reminded of
misunderstood technology. Because imagine if a people who are intelligent, yet their technological frame of reference from 1,000 or 2,000 years ago, we have to admit, was primitive. Not their intelligence, their technological frame of reference.
And of course, let me just add to that everything shows his connectedness of the cosmos and this living space of mankind in all of its senses.
And by the way, I have seen that headdress right there elsewhere on planet Earth, and that is in Mesopotamia, where you have Enki and the goddess Ishtar with the exact or similar type headdress. And by the way, Enki and Ishtar, too, were sky gods. So you have these references of sky gods, not just here, not just in Mesopotamia, but in each and every ancient culture, regardless of content. So the fact that we have these examples worldwide leads me to think that it was a flesh and blood extraterrestrial whom our ancestors misinterpreted as being God. Why? Because they came from the sky. Arthur C. Clarke said it best when he said, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Imagine showing your great-great-grandfather your smartphone.
Right? That's right.
And all of a sudden, you become a magician, a wizard.
When we talk about technology, I imagine someday in the future that the technology will be such that we'll be able to scan this stele here and receive the resonances that are inside the crystalline structure of the stone. In other words, that these were great memory chip banks.
McMurdo Station, Antarctica. Located on the southern peninsula of Ross Island, this is the largest research station on the continent. It was opened by the U.S. government in 1956 and houses up to as many as 1,200 residents at a time. In January of 2015, a U.S. Navy flight engineer who served with the Antarctic Development Squadron at McMurdo for 14 years, came forward to investigate a reporter, Linda Moulton Howe, with bizarre accounts of his time in Antarctica.
In January 2015, I got an email from a retired naval flight engineer. He's asked me to call him only Brian in the world public. And this is what he told me. From about 1983 to when he retired from the Navy in 1997. He was in all kinds of what they call Antarctic Squadron expedition missions that included rescuing people in and out of various places. And all these trips, nothing of a high strangeness had occurred, and then all of a sudden it was one thing after another. During a squadron mission in the Transantarctic Mountains, the whole crew saw a whole bunch of silver darting objects, and they are round. And he says they're doing the strangest thing. They're going like to this peak in a group, to this peak in a group, to this peak in a group, and then they'd all take off. And not only did this happen once, it happened over and over.
According to the informant, this was just one of many strange mysteries on the continent that he witnessed during his time there.
They get an assignment not long after. There's a medical emergency. They are now under the gun, the clock is ticking, and a decision was made. They're going through the no-fly zone because it's a medical emergency. And what do they see? in the ice, like a huge entrance to a cave, but slanted going down. And he said, I think it was at least, Linda, 200 feet in diameter, big hole in the ice. And he said, the instruments are not operating, we were losing electricity, we had magnetic anomalies, and we concluded there's something about this hole that is now causing these problems. They do their medical recovery, and the next thing they know, they're all being chewed out by men in suits that are not from McMurdo. They appear to be from Washington, D.C., and as he said, they told us that we are never, ever to fly over that hole, and we are never to discuss it again. What is that about? And does that have anything to do with all these other pieces that keep emerging? That there might be something archaeological in Antarctica?
According to ancient astronaut theorists, this was not the first time a massive hole has been spotted in the ice of Antarctica. Famous polar explorer Admiral Richard Byrd allegedly reported seeing a massive entrance to an underground world during his 1947 expedition to the South Pole.
Admiral Byrd made a lot of unusual statements, allegedly talking about a large opening at the South Pole that went deep inside the Earth, ice-free, and was inhabited by various sorts of aliens. And when Byrd got back to the United States, he was brought back to Washington, where he was questioned very heavily about his statements. And allegedly he was told to stop talking about this. You have to wonder, is the South Pole some kind of extraterrestrial entry zone? Some kind of portal that's so important that it has to be controlled by the military?
While it may seem unthinkable that pyramids could exist in Antarctica, in recent years, archaeologists have found pyramids all over the world that had been lost for centuries. Mistaken as natural formations or hidden in the most unlikely places. They have been discovered in the plain of northern Peru, buried beneath dirt in Indonesia, and they even exist in Los Angeles, California. We find evidence of pyramid in the background, yes. We should start looking at the possibility that there was habitation on Antarctica. Was it civilization? Could it be ancient asteroids? And just maybe the earliest monuments of our own civilization transferred from Antarctica. If this gigantic pyramid in Antarctica is an artificial structure, it would probably be the oldest pyramid on our planet. And in fact, it might be the master pyramid that all the other pyramids on planet Earth were designed to look like. There has been extensive research done on pyramids throughout the world in terms of their structure and in the ways that they really are. And one of the theories is that pyramids are power generators. Is that if you have these pyramids that are strategically placed around the world, this chart does create an object standing right around the world that is placed on the wireless transmission of energy. This theorized that ancient ships, extraterrestrials, and high technology could use the interconnected wires, energy, distribution, and it makes sense that these are what
What up, Bitcoin Obama? You a pimp, baby. Bitcoin Obama's a pimp. How are you, baby?
of extraterrestrial visitation to our planet in the remote past. And they are actually man-made structures. How is such a thing even possible in a place that has been very beneath the ice for over 2,000 years? According to ancient astronaut theorists, Antarctica may not have been a frozen continent for as long as mainstream scientists suggest. And they say proof can be found. A 500-year-old trip depicting a continent without any ice.
You sound like a 20-year-old. You shouldn't even be one of your name.
October 2015. Scientists have now announced that despite years of otherwise, they now find that the ice in this region is 20 years old, averaging 8 billion tons a year. Is currently adding ice to most of the continent. But at the same time, glaciers are rapidly melting.
You sound like you don't even sound attractive. Ain't no girl with like
Scientists now think that there's 2,000 as much as 60 cubic kilometers of ice.
you just sound ugly.
Of 17,000 Empire State Buildings is disappearing into the
You sound
ocean
Caucasian.
each year.
That is not attractive.
The ice here melts
And you have a squeaky ass.
throughout
It's not even manly.
the continent.
It's not even manly. Not one bit. Not one bit.
They have taken fully into the
It does not sound nice. It does not sound squeaky action.
What's so striking is that through various factors that the Arctic is extending. This is very striking.
What do you want?
Rule out possibilities.
You should be having your life should be put together.
Entire cities that are built underground and may even be active to be maintained by extraterrestrials now. And as those cities are powered up or expanding in size, that they are giving off some kind of heat. That heat in turn is melting the ice above them. If there are things buried under the miles of ice in Antarctica, then that would mean that had to have happened before the last ice age. So who knows what we'll find there? Remnants of a civilization, perhaps even tools with which these civilizations were built.
What's your greatest playing Fortnite? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You did not eat that. I don't know what type of rhyme that was. I don't know what he was trying to do, but that did not eat. No, I'm talking about how you was trying to rap and you didn't eat at all. Not once, not whatsoever.
Why are you thinking about food so much? Let me just explain shit. I don't get this. Maybe you should have stopped thinking about the no. Yeah, we could have used the call-outs to like shit and expectations. So now we're on the internet. Who the fuck is people? By the way, 2024, we're going to watch you from Egypt.
What Caucasian fuck?
Seriously, you stop being racist.
I do not give a fuck about white people at all. White people are worse. What are you talking about?
Why are they so worse? Why are they so worse?
Caucasian people Probably because I'm black. Yeah, you can't see it because you're Caucasian. It's not a slur if I can see it. You can't see it.
As long as that one person can say it, no one can say it.
What?
I said, my mama said that if one person can't say it, then
Mama? Ain't nobody give a fuck about your mom. Ain't nobody was asking about your mom. You brought your mom into. I didn't bring your mom into shit. You was talking about your own mother. And I'm just saying, get your mom out of the conversation. Nobody gives a fuck about your mom, like I said. Again. Well, like I said, no one gives a fuck about your mom. Like, I'm confused. What are you talking about? You brought your mom into this shit. I'm saying I don't give a fuck about your mom. That's what I'm saying. But nobody gives a fuck about your mom because that's your mom. The fuck? You should give a fuck about your own mom. Or you bring her into the fucking conversation if I don't give a fuck about her. No, my mom is actually very healthy for me. Actually. What does it even mean in something? Why do you keep bringing your dumbass mom into the shit? No one gives a fuck about your mom. Like, what is this? What is this? Like, you talking different, right? Talk more. You don't even sound right. You gonna let him disrespect you like that? Talk to you like that?
You go let me Thanks. Nobody gives a fuck.
I'd be so fucking embarrassed if I was out playing this shit ass game, man. Just walk that motherfucker right out of bed and quiet as shit, man. You having fun yet? Hey, man, y'all. Fortnite Battle Royale, Fortnite get 2 kills and die Royale. Hell no, I ain't gonna good against your cards. Thanks, I ain't giving y'all shit. Go back to the lobby. Fuck y'all. I'd rather do this shit solo than with you. Hell no, y'all fast as shit. Let's get back up out of here, man. Y'all let fuck around, we don't play this shit. Yeah, keep on pinging, man. I'm hearing the first time I'm pinging again. Ping that motherfucker again, I'm coming back. Hey, yo, ping it one more time, Tim. Fall off. All of y'all
I'm a 16, and I'm gonna watch you die.
Me too, motherfucker. You be spectators, don't let it. I'm surviving to play the game, man. I'm playing the game. Yeah, don't shit up your eye. Don't beat him with a leg. Yeah, oh yeah, you guys are all dead. How can I win a fucking game? Yeah, I can't hear you. You guys are away, bro. You're away, bro. Yeah, nice job. Thanks for being dead. Yo, ass is shit. Right, you are here.
You'll be calling us ass.
Y'all are ass. Why y'all dead?
You're running away.
Why y'all dead? Why you dead?
Like, you'll be calling us ass. You're running away.
You guys got shit up right because I'm solo push. That's not the problem. Why y'all solo push because y'all running away? I'm running away because all you dumb fucks died. I ain't want me to put up on these doors. God damn, no shit, I'm gonna be a king. I'm gonna be a king of Florida if you got something for time. Good stay alive longer than me. Oh, right, so why are you dead? Right, higher level for what? A greater fall? Right, so why is the level 11 alive and y'all both dead? So why are y'all both dead? So why are y'all both dead and I'm alive? Tell me why that y'all are both dead and I'm alive. For sure, I want to see this dude die right away. Yeah, good job, guys. Thanks for dying off right away. Yeah, let's see this. I want to see you die a little bit more. I'm guessing I'm probably gonna die as well because both you retards are fucking dead. Hey guys, I'm God. I'm not gonna be able to win because both my dick shit has to be inside the guy right away. Right? No shit, so much of that Hey guys, can I get some advice like how to die and not leave the game? Hey guys, what advice would you guys have to give how to die real life? Oh yeah, maybe you guys shouldn't actually play the game since you guys are asses. Maybe you guys shouldn't actually play the game since y'all are dog shit as fuck. Hey, maybe you guys could be useful and actually, I don't know, stay alive and not die so y'all can live. What, you made the word useful? Hey guys, five of the rare skins in the game. Well, you guys play this shit for free all day and have no future. Your kids are ass as fuck. Talking all this shit, not even alive. Shut the fuck up. You sound stupid as hell. Play this shit. You guys are talking all this shit. He's right. He's not trying to win the game. Because I can't win the game because you guys are gonna make me lose because y'all die. It's a squad game. Let me ask you a question. I know you can hear me. I hear me everywhere.
I can't wait for him to die.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can't wait for you guys to maybe stay alive the next goddamn game.
We get to see him embarrassed.
Embarrassing is fucking dying.
Yes, embarrassed.
Hey, you got embarrassed 10 minutes ago, retard. That's why you're fucking dead. Both you fucking clowns are embarrassments in this fucking game. Of course I am circle. Of course you fucking retards are dead. Right. It's so much intelligence for no reason, guys. Man, yeah, congrats on your kills. Can you guys stay alive? My bad, sorry. Sorry about that, man. I can roll. Because you guys are dead? How am I gonna win a squad game with no teammates?
What if you said you're the king of Fortnite?
Right, but it's not a solo game, it's a squad game.
You can't give yourself
I mean, aren't you guys good at Fortnite? You guys can't give yourself any titles since you're all fucking dead.
We never gave ourselves a title.
Right, I gave you the title because you guys are all
Actually trying.
right, you guys actually tried and died, and now I have to carry the game. So maybe you guys shouldn't actually try because you guys aren't good at the game. Let the racism heal and soothe your wounded left dog shit gameplay. Hey guys, yeah, I know it's crazy. Imagine if you guys were good enough to be alive right now in the game. Imagine what we could do. I know it's pretty hard to imagine. For sure. That was a good one, dude. I can't believe you're dead, left you. So hard to believe, man. For sure. You play like you stand dog shit. That's why you're fucking ass. What was your plan? To die right away? Right, I'm kidding because you retarded that shit now. By actual players. Right, it's conflict of strategy. Hey, guys, what, any more advice? Hey, maybe we retards to stay alive so you know we win. Hey, or we can just be dead and not help the team at all because both y'all dog shit retards are fucking dead and dog shit.
Bro, you're the dog shit.
Right, I'm dog shit. Let's see here, guys. I'm dog shit. Let's see who's the one alive, guys. Who's the one alive? I don't know, guys. Is there a mythic or my retard and his teammates dead, guys? I don't know who's worse. Yes, dude. Good job, my teammates. Hey, yo, good job to my teammates who can't survive when they play the game because their ass is fucked. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, please. Why are my dogs ass retard players alive? Why? Why are they so ass?
You look so pussy right now.
I just wish I could have teammates that were alive right now. You guys are all dead. I know you guys are shit as fuck.
You're so pussy.
Yeah, 1v4. You guys are ass as fuck. I know this 1v4, man. Shut on 1v4. And imagine if you guys are still alive. Right, yeah, you guys have never been a sect off this game. Yeah, good job, retards. Maybe you're alive. Yo, you guys couldn't make it to end game. Yeah, nice, you died right away. You guys are both ass as fuck. Thoughts about playing this game for 5 years and I make consent.
Loser.
You never made a sect off this game. You kids are retarded as fuck. Yo, what's it like playing this game for free? Seriously, you kids have no future at all. You threw away your whole life by playing this game. You got nothing to show for it. What an embarrassment. You guys are a fucking embarrassment. Don't get mad at me. It's okay. You guys are gonna die this year. Yeah, I'm protecting you. You guys are actually shit. Thank you guys for having me alive, man. I know what's crazy that you guys died right away. I know I wish it is ironic that you guys died right away. You guys maybe would have been a little more coordinated. You could have survived the end game, but you're both too retarded when you die right away. You're right, yeah, I could have helped you guys. Maybe you didn't push away before you could have stayed alive. Yeah, that was a groundbreaking thought process right there. No, you're right. I'm championing it on 1v4 because you fucking retards can't fucking stay alive. It's still saying Battle Royale. It's not fucking Fortnite. Die right away, Royale. You fucking dipshits. Why the fuck did you die right away? You fucking kids are fucking sick. You guys play worse than I sound. I'm the one that's retarded, and you're the ones that die right away. Get the fuck off the game and focus on your shit-ass future. You guys are a bunch of broke retards. You guys fucking died right away. Who the fuck is the bot? Both you kids are fucking ass. You wanna play me for dying right away? I am talking. I fucking died to a 1v4 because you kids are shit. What the fuck are you talking shit for? Your fucking backs died within the first 5 minutes of the fucking game. So how the fuck am I gonna win a game if both you fucking retards are dead in a squad match? Stupid. Did you figure that one yet? squad game if both y'all dumbasses start bad immediately. Last y'all, both y'all out the game. Both you guys are out the video game. Just deteriorated, eliminated out of the game. Tell me how I'm gonna win a squad game when both you motherfucking retards are dead off red, man. Now I'm gonna 1v4, man. What? What we say? We're not gonna win the game. We fucking dropping like dope beans in the projects, man. Listen here to me, responsible. Jail has been universal and you're on earth. There are various ways to reduce motivation that does represent some sort of higher universal consciousness, but another is that it can represent an overseeing interest. Get out, Trev. How am I? Bradley, Reddit, thanks for running. We'll be on a great streak. How am I trying for days for that tennis? I'm clearly getting robbed by my dog shit ass teammates fucking this shit up, man. Technology needed for spawners to help this complex labyrinth as protection. God damn it. Your behavior making this shit toxic. Darren, yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, bro, it's a squad game. My teammates dog shit retarded. Look how long it takes to load it. Maddie, you know this well, baby girl. I know you just discovered me in Fortnite the other day when you about to get by wild side. Your last new player. Hello? How's your day going? Real ass new player here. Hello, test, new fame, test. Alright, low C. Dicks up. Pedophile, for sure. Spez, dizzy. Look at how he spelled the word pedophile. P-E-D-O-F-I-L-E. One kid's idiot. Good job, dude. Congrats on it. You're more retarded than the actual pedophile. That's actually really concerning. You're official. Ancient. Play this with you. Look, if you're a girl over 20, main girl over 18, you able to play Fortnite, then just get in my Discord. Let's just go back to the basics here. If it ain't broke, then fix it, right, guys? I mean, it was broke, so here it is. I'll get a monkey up a little bit. I'm turning a little white shoes. Thank you, Purple People. Taurus Queen 93, unfortunately 11, thanks for following. Alright, bye, disregard, have fun, trolling the internet the rest of the way, dude. Go fuck yourself. Real what I gotta say, you know. I'm just like not being able to attack my teammates from dead leadership. This motherfucker taking 98 years to love that man. Shit. Hey, load in. Where's my teammate? This guy hasn't even loaded yet. We're just. Man, what? He hasn't loaded yet. Man, what are you in this bitch, man? Don't even joke about it, man. Don't even dream about it. To me, equals. But on a rare scale, I don't give a fuck about that gay ass shit, man. No, man. Such as this, the Ethiopians have this legend that they merged from some underground world into today. Legends, mysteries, Jump if you can hear what you're not going to talk. Alright, jump if you're hearing as a total bitch. Look out, get there as a total bitch. Eventually they emerged from the underground world. Look out, make it through this fucking everyone. Look out, you can't reach. Alright, don't look anywhere. Focus, fuck this shit, man. Don't look anywhere. I've got 8 seconds. You're a fucking asshole. I don't know fucking sniping. I fucking hate you. Ministers of today's Southwest Report player. Lean feedback. Cheating. Lean feedback. Report player. Look away from me, motherfucker. Fuck that shit, man. Y'all ruined this game, man. That's what I'm saying. They literally sniped me on purpose to do this shit. That one, it's all one, all different, all one. Shit, I mean, all of you, all ones. This is why I stopped streaming this game. This is literally why. Dude, you guys think that I'm crazy. Ask anyone that's like fresh, you can even vouch. This is what they do. They get in the game to not say anything, to know that I'm gonna back out. And that's what brings them. That's why I never stream anymore. And it's not intentional. You guys know, if you've been around the stream, y'all know this isn't true. Not gonna lie, it's true. That's what I'm saying, though. So it's like the next time you say, why don't I stream this game? Because now there's just too many people in here, and they're just gonna strike me. And I want to get stronger and me, and it's just, man. So it's not I'm saying, dude, this is why, that shit is why I wanted to kick in the worst games of America in the chat. Because it was constant. I can't stream it. I can't fucking stream it. I just get sniped over and over again. Do streamer modes. Still be living. Really? To that motherfucker's type, do streamer mode. They're staring at the fucking orange screen that I'm fucking broadcasting. Yo, jump if you're not gonna talk. Jump if you're stream sniping. Jump if you're too broke for a mic.